Hey guys, got a real interesting video today about something that I think you're going to be astonished by the results we're going to see. In some ways, for reasons you wouldn't expect, and there's going to be some results that you may expect. Enough talk, let's get into what this is really about. Okay then, so should I just show you? This right here is, honestly, it's amazing. For the price, it's amazing. Let me open it up and show you what it is. And first off, looking at a capture card here, and it's not your usual capture card. This capture card costed £5, which I don't know in dollars. It's going to be less than $10. We're looking at maybe $8. This is an $8 £5 capture card. Not only is it a capture card that you can use if you're recording gameplay from your console, or you got a 2 PC setup and you're recording one PC. Not only is it that, it will also work as a cam link if you have like a DSLR camera, DLSR, one of them. I've got letters wrong going around. It will work as a cam link, and it will also work for your mobile phones. You can just plug your phone into it. It's much more than just a capture card. So inside the box itself, open it up, you get a few things. I mean, it's a small box, it's a small card. You get a manual, don't need that. And then this is just your warranty on the other side. I'm not going to show you that. Then you get two wires. You have a choice of how you want to connect it. You can either use USB 3 to USB 3, or you can use this USB 3 to USB-C. Now, I haven't used this one. I just stick with the USB 3 to USB 3. Works fine. Now, the card itself, that's it. This tiny little thing. That's it. It's so diddy and tiny, and it's just insane how it works. So before we get into showing you all, there's a few little tests I've done with it that will show you in a little bit. Now, one, I wanted to see what it was like performing. I tested it a little bit, 5 minutes, few minutes here. I want to know if it could handle recording for a couple of hours. So I did a recording for a couple of hours, and I'll show you a few bits of that in a bit. And then I've tried my best to record the same clip of a game using the Razor capture card and using this £5 capture card, so I can show you the color difference, I can show you the sound quality difference, and then we'll go over two downsides I've noticed with this. So we're going to connect it up now. Before we can do that, there's only one HDMI. So if you're got a 2 PC setup and you might be thinking, well, it's not like a normal capture card, it doesn't have an input and an output. Well, there is two ways around that. Now, either one, if you've got a spare port in your graphics card, say HDMI, you've got a spare HDMI or something, you could plug that into there and plug it into the capture card and just have a duplicated screen of your main monitor, your main screen. Or option two is with another cheap item, one of these, a HDMI splitter. So what you can do is, if you've only got one HDMI port and you want this to be like an in and output, like a normal capture card, you can get one of these. This was also £5, so we're looking at £10 for both of these. So what you do is, you'd get your HDMI that goes in your tower, or whatever you use on console, etc. And then you'd plug it into the input, and then you'd have two outputs. One would go to your monitor, your TV, and the second one then will go to the capture card. Nice and easy, nice and simple. So I'm going to show you the setup now, and it literally is the easiest thing I've ever set up. There's no setup, basically. We just plug in and it's done. Let me show you. Let me go on laptop, throw a display capture. There's no programs that come with this. No, there's no links to any programs. There's nothing. The setup guide is literally this is the setup it tells you. There's a start. There you go. Blah 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 blah. Basically, it says step one. You want to connect. Where is it? You want to connect this to your laptop PC with one of the power cables or data cables, whatever, and then you want to connect your HDMI into it. That's step two. Then Step 3 is to go on OBS and video capture device, and then select this. Then instructions, because it's that easy. That easy. Now, after experience with the Razor and not have issues with it, you can get something this cheap that just works. But there is a few downsides to it. So we're going to start off now. Plug in a USB. Get the USB in a laptop, USB in this. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to grab our HDMI. I'm going to plug this into the capture card. That's it. On the laptop, I already have this set up here. So I'm just going to delete it so you can see all I need to do with it. Whenever I find the delete, there we go, remove. I'll even remove the audio. Set it up like it's new. So, literally just look it out the normal capture card, video capture device. I just call this cheap capture, so I know. Cheap capture. There we go, USB video. That easy. I can't remember if I had this set to a frame rate. Check what frame rate it does. So yeah, we've got 1920 by 1080, 60 frames. 1080, 60 frames. As you say, move the mouse over here. It's gonna be hearing me say a lot of interesting things about this and good things, because it's just crazy for the price. I noticed something in the recording. I forgot to show how to set up the sound. Well, actually, I say I forgot. I did show in the recording, but because I had the capture card above the display capture of the laptop, you can actually see what I was doing. So here we are now. I'm just gonna re-record it that quick. Okay, so now I have actually got the capture card enabled and plugged in. If I double click on this, you'll see there it is. And obviously, this is what happened in the recording. I had it enabled and it was above, so what you could see was the actual capture itself. You could not see my display capture in here. So to set up the sound, let me just delete the sound and show you now. You go to plus icon and you go to audio output. Nope, my bad. Audio input capture. Let's name this cheap capture sound. Then go to this and go over to digital. I mean, I'm not sure if the beginning bit will be the same for you, but you want to look for the one that says USB digital audio. I'm not sure if that beginning bit will be different on each device. Can't say, I've only plugged it in this, but you want to be finding the USB digital audio, this one. So click on that and then you are good to go. You'll have your audio here. Now if you want to be able to hear that as well, you'll have to monitor it by clicking the cog icon, advanced audio properties, then go to the audio. So there it is, cheap capture sound, then go to monitor and output, and then you'll be able to hear it too. Easy as that. Now I've showed you it. I've showed you what it looks like, showed you how easy it is. Plug in. How about we go over some footage? So we're going to start off with, you can say, the stress test I did. I recorded for a couple hours, I recorded a couple of games, so I'll show you a few clips now of the gameplay. The sound will be there as well. Some of these clips are recorded, as you'll see. I wanted to try and do certain types of games because I wanted to push it. So first off, we got Nier Automata. And I went with this game because it's quite fast moving. Your character's very fast moving with the dodging, the bullets and all that going on. So I wanted to do that game, see how the image would hold up. And it held up pretty well, to be honest. It held up really well. And next up, I want to do a more common game that a lot of people play, and you get a lot of people that stream. It's also quite fast moving. So I went with Rocket League. So I played a few games with Rocket League. This is what it looks like, and again, it looks pretty good. Considering what you've paid for this, if you don't need the splitter, you're paying $5. If you need the HDMI splitter, you're paying £10, under $20. Quality you're getting for that price. And lastly, I wanted to do a game that was just chaos, that had loads going on the screen. Same kind of as Nier, where it was fast moving, you got a bullet going on the screen. I wanted to do a game where there was just a lot going on. So we went with some EDF. Okay, now we got to look at it. We can see what it looks like. It looks pretty good, right? Now let's have a look at a comparison between the Razor and this cheap capture card side by side. You will straight away notice some differences right now. Now looking at them side by side, the colours, you can see there is a difference. The Razor's a lot more vibrant. The darks are much nicer and cleaner. The colours are more bright. On the cheap card, you can see there's a little, it looks like it's a little bit whitewashed and like there's a filter in front of it. Kind of like a yellowy white filter. Not a fan of that. Don't like it. Might be able to tweak it, get it to look better with some filters in OBS or with, Radeon control panel or NVIDIA. Possibly you could change it there, make it look a little nicer. Okay, now I'm going to play both of those clips again with the sound this time, so you can hear the difference in the sound quality between the Razor and the cheap capture card. Okay, so I've just had a listen first time myself at the audio, and from what I can tell, the cheap card's a lot louder. It's picking up a lot more noise and it's a lot louder. And I didn't have to boost the sound up like I did with the Razor, with the loudness equalization to get it to be louder out the box. That cheap one is just straight out the box. I've not done anything to that to make it better like I have with the Razor. I had to fix the sound, I had to fix the colour because the colour is off. What you're seeing on that cheap capture card is straight out the box. Now let's move on to the last thing. That's the couple of issues I have had with this card. Small issues. One of them is more of a bigger issue, but for the price, I'm totally okay with it. First issue I had. One time this happened, and I think it was just more maybe the connectors or something. I knocked the HDMI that was plugged into it. I just a little knock by accident, and then the screen went all weird on OBS. It was like fuzzy, and then it just started to go weird colors, and I was like, so I unplugged it, replugged back in, fine, no problem since. Now the other two issues, kinda, I think is probably the same issue. I noticed when I'm on the Windows itself, small text doesn't quite look right. I'll show you an instance now, and as you can see, the small text, it kind of looks blurry and pixely when there's text that is really small. And then I found a similar issue on a game where the background went a little bit weird, the pixels. But with all that said, for the price, they are very small issues. Now, I don't know the lifespan of this card. When you get the Razor or the Elgato, you're going to have that thing for years. I'm sure if you don't have it for years, you'll have some form of warranty. Which, speaking of, that card does come with a 1-year warranty. I don't personally believe it's going to last years like one of those other capture cards, but short term or a backup, I reckon it's just perfect. So then with a card like this for £5, it's the perfect thing for anyone wanting to start streaming or starting to record. It's so low budget, and the quality between, as you've seen, between the Razor and the cheap one, it's not that big of a difference. Considering the price difference, the quality difference isn't as big as the price difference. What I don't get, what baffles me the most since I tested this, is the simplicity of it. With the Razor, the Elgato, not as many issues, but there still can be some issues. And just the fact, the price of this and how easy it is to set up, I can't comprehend why it works so easy. And you get these big brand ones with their own custom softwares and stuff, and it's just more complicated. Like, you've seen how easy it was. All I have to do, there's no programs you need to download with this. You just plug it in, you're done. I can't understand. Now I will put the links down below both of these products, the HDMI splitter and the capture card itself, if you want to give it a go, if you want to try it out for yourself. The links will be down below. Alright, then that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to do and see the results between such drastic prices of things. You're looking at the top of the range and then just the cheapest of the cheapest. To see the differences, I loved it. It was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. So until next time, peace.